Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. I'm just on here because I just had some stuff on my mind, and I wanted to get it out pretty much. And 'cause y'all know I love to watch YouTube videos, and I came across this post that a very popular YouTube mom posted on her channel. And she posted some scene about her. She was in a public area and she was breastfeeding her kid, and the person who was in charge of the place, or somebody that was working there, a manager of some sort, came to her and asked her, to stop nursing her child in public because she didn't have any covering or anything like that. And so, of course, she got upset, and I think her husband was filming as well. And so he got upset and, yelled at the lady, "Oh, leave my wife alone," and this and that and the third. And I just want to talk about it because I think, well, I'll say this before I say anything else. I don't have any issues with public nursing at all. I have no issues with public nursing. I have no issues with people breastfeeding. But what I have an issue with is a person exposing themselves in public. Now, I've been doing some research and looking at different, opinions and stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, the world is so over sexualized. I'm just feeding my child, and you shouldn't look at a breast as a sexual object and anything." And it's not the fact of looking at breast as a sexual object, in my personal opinion. I just feel like your breast is considered a private part, a private area, just like your vagina and your behind, And I don't think it's appropriate for a person to expose their entire breast in public in the name of, "Oh, I'm just feeding my child," when there are, which is required by law, and I don't know what's required in your state, but I know in the state of Florida, most major commercial places have to provide an area where nursing mothers or families can go and do what they need to do with discretion. And I just find it just interesting. I don't have any kids yet, for those who are watching this and don't know who I am or whatever. I don't have any kids yet. But I was a live-in nanny for about 10 years to 3 little girls, 2 of which were 15 months apart. And the stuff, I just feel like when a person becomes a parent, some people, not everybody, hear me good, not everybody, they feel like the rest of the planet has to just stop and just be so extra and overly accommodating to them. They want to breastfeed with their breasts hanging out. I've seen people change their child's diaper in a public area where people are eating, or just where people are present, and either they just leave it around, or they just the fact of them just simply just changing their child in public. I've seen people who have absolutely no clue what they're doing with their kids, and they have so many of them. They're rude, disruptive, loud, and just the biggest brats around. And it's just like everybody, these people, they want all this, special treatment, but they don't do anything to be accommodating to the people around you. I'm a person, I don't have any kids yet, but I have had children on a regular, every single day basis where I had to deal with them in public places. And I would never subject, if a child was out of control, throwing a temper tantrum, I would not subject the rest of the planet to that. Excuse yourself, go to the restroom, calm them down or whatever. They don't do that. They just let them act. Some people just pretend like it's not happening. They just see their kids acting a fool, and they just be like, "Oh, kids will be kids," disrupting and disturbing everybody around you. I just feel like today's society is just full of a bunch of people who feel entitled, and they feel like the rest of the world has to accommodate for whatever it is that they want to do, regardless of how, whether it's their lifestyle, how they live their lifestyle, who they choose to be with, or how they choose to behave while in public. You know, this subject can just go, I never just take one subject and just, you know, say, okay, this is what it is. It's a lot of things that people do in public, in my opinion, that is just completely and utterly ridiculous. Let me see if I'm still recording. Yeah, I am. Yeah, and so I just find it just completely and utterly just disrespectful for other people, you know, to nurse your child in public. I am a large woman. I have very triple large breasts. I could never see myself whipping out my 44 triple D breasts in public and expecting people not to look at you, and then get an attitude when somebody says something to you. You know, that is not the place for that, the time and the place for that. You should excuse yourself. But I know a lot of women, and you know, by law, in the state of Florida, I can't even talk about nobody else's state, I'm talking about my state, you know, it's not considered lewd to nurse, you know, be exposed if you're feeding your child. But I said all this to say, if you want, for those who breastfeed in public uncovered, not talking about the folks that cover themselves, good job, you know, for the folks that are who like to breastfeed, that's breastfeed uncovered. If you want people to accept what you choose to do in public, you need to accept that people are not going to accept what you do in public. I just feel a lot of these parents out here are so incredibly hypocritical, because everybody wants all this acceptance. Everybody's so quick to holler discrimination for every little thing, but you never consider, okay, well, you ain't with it. Okay, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you don't agree with what they're doing, it's this whole big issue. And I think that everybody should, if I see a person breastfeeding in public, I'm not going to give them dirty looks. I'll say to myself, you know, they really should go and excuse themselves. I would never approach anybody and say anything derogatory to them and be like, oh, you need to do that someplace else, or whatever the case may be. You know, if they're doing it in a place where I am, I will leave. You know, because if I have kids with me, nieces, nephews, or whatever, I don't want them to be looking at your exposed breasts, you know. Well, that just, you know, it's just a sacrifice that I'll make. I won't be eating at that restaurant that day. I won't be in, and if they ask me while I'm leaving, I don't want to be subjected to looking at somebody's breast. And, oh, don't look. How can you not look? You open for business out in front of everybody. Just like the same thing when these females who come out of the house with their shorts or skirts so damn short you can see all their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, titties hanging out, ass hanging out, you know, that's not cute. So in the same sense, I don't think it's cute either for a woman to just have her body out like that, you know. And I just feel like a lot of people, you know, they try to justify the things that they do in the name of, you know, attachment parenting, or it's nothing sexual. If it's not sexual, then it's supposed to be okay. Okay, fine. I have another problem, and my other issue is you have a bunch of course, popular YouTube parents, mothers, or whatever, who think that it's appropriate to show you know, the in thing now is home births and, you know, unmedicated birth, which is not an issue for me, but just home births where they're giving birth completely in the nude. That's the problem that I'm having. And then they post that on the internet. And it was so funny because I was watching one woman who actually got an attitude, because YouTube flagged her video as inappropriate. And she kept saying, oh, but I was just giving birth to my child. And I'm just like, lady, you are completely naked. Your breasts are exposed. Your vagina is exposed. It took a while for the child to actually come out. In the meantime, all you saw was your exposed naked body. Now, what people don't get is that, yeah, you doing all this stuff or whatever the case may be. You don't understand that posting stuff like that, there's consequences to those things that you do. Now, while you're in labor or doing whatever it is that you're doing, somebody could easily take a snapshot, a still shot of your video, or chop up your video and throw it on some random sleazy, amateur sex site and just put you all out there. Like, why would you want that? Why would you want to be seen in that way? Yeah, you were giving birth and it was very, very innocent. But you have to understand that the world that you live in is not so innocent. And once you make something public, you can't really take it back. Number two, your child is not going to stay an infant or a toddler forever. They're going to grow up. And a lot of households who don't have parental supervision when it comes to the internet, their kid could be scrolling around on the internet, and a lot of y'all tag y'all videos where you'll be looking at a cooking show and you see your behind in the description. I'm like, ooh, that look like so-and-so mama. And you naked, completely naked, out there for the world to see. And all they can do is take a little cell phone, click it, and pass it around the school. Oh, look at so-and-so's mom. She's naked. Look at her stuff. Come on. Like, you don't see nothing wrong with that. And I don't want anybody to just misconstrue what I'm saying or misinterpret what I'm saying, because every time I say things, I am extremely clear. I am not vague in any way, shape, or form. I am not saying that having a home birth is wrong. I am not saying that breastfeeding is wrong. But there is an appropriate way to do things. Now, I'm not one of those people that will go on a crusade and just like publicly defame somebody. That's why they call no names, because that's not what it's about. I'm just, giving my opinion. Just like they give their opinion, I'm giving my opinion, And if it differs from yours, you need to respect it, because you are trying to make me respect your view. I respect that you choose to expose yourself and breastfeed in public. I choose to, I don't really respect the fact that you let your kids run wild and let them do whatever, but if you expect people to respect, the way that you choose to present yourself in public or in a public forum, then you cannot get mad when a person's opinion that differs from yours is stated. You have to be just as accommodating, and I just looking at all this stuff, once I become a parent, it's just gonna be like, I'm not gonna be like everybody else, because I think society has just gotten so just out of control. Things that were deemed perverse are now just widely accepted, and it's just like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. You got these people on YouTube that make these videos, these teenagers, and it's just so sickening to see them just have child after child after child, and everybody celebrates them. Oh, babies are a blessing. They are a blessing, but the message that you're putting out there is the incorrect one, and then you have these ones that try to justify, oh, well, back in the days, girls used to get married at 15 and 16. Well, that may be fine for back in the days, but this is not back in the days. Kids are growing up so fast nowadays. They're exposed to so much more than I was exposed to as a child, and that's only because my mom didn't play. She was very, very strict, as to what we came in contact with, TV shows that we saw. Nowadays, it's like parents are extremely lax they in themselves do whatever they want in life, and they just raise their kids the same way. And so I know this is like all over the place, but I really don't care. It's my channel. So I just thought that it was just kind of interesting how this lady made such a big deal out of people, you know, having an issue about her breastfeeding in public. It's not a crime. In a lot of states, it's not a crime. There's nothing wrong with it according to the state law. You are allowed to breastfeed. But if you want, and I'm just saying this, if you want somebody to be cool with what you do with yourself in public, then you need to be understanding when a person is like, no, that's not appropriate. Like, why would you get mad? I don't understand that. You know, when you become a parent, it doesn't mean that you get this automatic VIP pass and you can just do whatever you want. You can let your kid do whatever the hell they want, and everybody around you has to just suck it up and deal with it. That's not fair. That is not fair. I don't know how many times I've gone places where I've seen people who just don't give a damn. They change their child's diaper, you know, in public and just leave the dirty diaper there. I went to a mall a few weeks ago, and I went to the family bathroom because they were cleaning the regular bathroom, and it was so nasty in there. Dirty wipes on the floor, and just like nasty people, just nasty. Not saying that all people act like that and all people do that, but I'm just saying you need to be a little bit more. You know, if you're a parent, you're supposed to be showing an example to your kids. Why would you let your child pee all over the floor and you don't clean up behind them? You know? Why should you feel like you can change your child's diaper in public, but everybody else has to go to the restroom, an assigned place where you need to go and use the facility? If that was the case, you don't see anything wrong with exposing yourself, then why don't they just have an open bathroom where folks just walk down the street and there's a toilet on the side of the road and you can just pee, show your penis, your vagina and everything, and it's all good. You can't pick and choose what's appropriate and what is not. And I'm not one of those people that pick and choose what's appropriate and what is not. You know, it's all the same. Even people who just, I don't know, things in life, just certain things in life just irritate me, because there's just so many people who just feel like they can just do whatever. And it's not even just about certain, like parents, what parents do. You know, it's like people in general who feel like they can do whatever they want to do in public and everybody's supposed to just suck it up and just deal with it. No. Now, me personally, nobody has a right to approach you. Excuse me. Nobody has a right to make you feel bad about what you are doing. But if somebody asks you to please cover up, or to, you know, oh, we have a restroom. I know some people are probably going to be rude about it or whatever the case may be, but why would you want to be someplace where you're not wanted, where it's not child-friendly or baby-friendly? Like, why would you want to go to that place? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, yes, you should be allowed to do whatever you want, but these people are not thinking about just you. They're thinking about their other customers and their other patrons that are occupying that space as well, you know. So I just feel, and I just said all this to say that we need to be respectful of each other. You know, there's some people who feel like, oh, well, I don't have to listen. I don't have to, you know, be respectful to anybody. I'm grown. I do whatever I want to do. If I want to post a video of me butt naked, giving birth to my child, then don't watch. You know, I don't get it. I will never get it. And a lot of things that I see online is just all innocent, you know, because I do my research and I look up for different things that I would like to do in the future, and it just appalls me at some of the stuff that people post, you know, and they, you know, have families and they have children that are going to grow up and going to see this stuff, you know, and I'm just like, well, what's next? If it's okay for you guys to publicly breastfeed, show your naked breast, if it's okay for you guys to give birth, not giving birth is not the issue, but if it's okay for you guys to post your birth experience with you being completely in the nude. And what I have seen is that not just the mama is in the nude, everybody else in the video is in the damn nude. I'm just like, why everybody gotta be naked? This one lady, she was naked, and all the kids in the video was naked, butt naked. And I'm just like, you just giving the pedophiles just a time. Like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, well, what's next? Are we going to start, you know, we do the TTC process and all that. So, are we going to start filming conception, when conception happens, the actual act of sex, the actual act of you making love to your spouse or significant other to get pregnant and just go on from there? Like, when does it stop? You know, when does it end? So, I don't know. Y'all be mad, I don't care. But it's just like, I don't understand it. And I just think that people in this society, you know, yeah, we have a lot of freedoms that, you know, we can express ourselves more than we could 50 years ago. But I honestly think that before a person acts, they should really consider other people around them who also have children, you know, that they want to protect from certain images that they feel like their kids are not ready to see. It's not just about grown folks. Because, I mean, I'll look and be like, okay, damn. You know, nakedness doesn't, it bothers me a little bit in public. When it's like, bam, in your face. You can't help but damn look. You know, but I don't freak out over it. I'll probably look over and be like, oh, okay, damn, she just don't care. You know, but I would never go up to a person. Now, I think it's wrong for people to approach folks and make them feel bad and, you know, and all that. That's not cool. Or throw them out of the place. You know, give a person an opportunity to, you know, but it's kind of against the law to do that now. Because I looked it up, child. There's a lot of statutes that say you can't do that, but your state is different. Everybody's state is different, so I don't know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. But me personally, once I have our children, I will invest in a nice nursing cover, and I will be respectful of other people. I will not nurse in public because I just don't agree with doing that. You know, is what you're doing incorrect? No, it's not wrong, but I would rather not see it. That's just it. You know, and if you want me to respect your right to breastfeed naked, and that's pretty much what it is, then you need to respect the fact that I don't care for that. Just like when you see everybody's all into the gay rights and, you know, and all that. When you see two men walking down the street slobbing each other down, tonguing everything, doing all that, you know, you can't get upset and be like, oh, don't do that, you know, that's wrong or whatever. You have to respect the fact that they chose to live their life different from yours. You have to respect that. You may not care for it, you may not agree with it, but you have to respect it. Same thing with heterosexual folks. Whatever people decide to do in life, whether it's in public or private or in a public forum, you know, you have the freedom to say, I like what you're doing is cool, and you also have the freedom to say, I don't like what you're doing, that's nasty, you don't need to be doing that, and whatever. And nobody should get mad. Number two, which is the most important thing, if you decide to put your business, if you decide to put your life and all the things that you want to do out there for the public to see, stop getting mad when people are against it, when they make comments to the contrary. Why are you mad? You posted the video. Why would you get mad when somebody say, oh, you look ugly in that, oh, this and that? You put yourself out there. You know, it's your channel. You have the choice to say, okay, well, I'm going to delete them, I'm going to block them, or whatever the case may be. But in all actuality, you posted it. You put your stuff out there. So you can't get mad when another person differs or, you know, says something negative. Because some people are just assholes anyway. They're going to be nasty and they're going to try to hurt your feelings or whatever the case. That's just what they do. But it comes with the territory. you know. And so, I know I keep saying the same thing, but I said all this to say that if, as parents, if you want people to respect the things that you do, regardless of what it is, with your children or with yourself or whatever the case may be, you need to respect the reactions that you get in return. And that's it. Respect. Respect people. Everybody need to respect everybody. You know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, okay, cool. You know? But don't get mad and, you know, and try to make a big stink about something that you yourself put on yourself. That's not fair. But anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.